Okay. Um, at some point in middle school, high school, and post-secondary school, students are asked to analyze texts from different lenses and different points of view. Um, they're asked to annotate texts, and they're asked to generally do some kind of analysis with them. So, um, this is probably going to be a first part video, but we're gonna see if we can analyze this text together. It's Grimm's fairy tale called I don't know. Just open up the shortest one. Oh, I don't even know what it's called. When God created the world. What is this fairy? I think it's called the shortness of life or something. The duration of life. Okay. So as we're reading this text, I want to annotate it for several things. Um, we're going to look at feminist themes, Marxist themes, psychological themes. Um, we're going to look at plot setting, character development, and literary devices. We're going to just ask general questions about the text for personal interest. We're going to try to do text to world self and text to text connections. Um, these ones don't apply, so I'm going to delete them. That's it. That's what we're analyzing for. So uh, let's uh, let's dig in. When God created the world, actually, let's just copy and paste it into the doc, just for simplicity. When God created the world and was about to fix the length of each creature's life, the ass came and asked, Lord, how long shall I live? Okay, so let's start with literary devices, symbolism, right? I don't know all these off the top of my head, but it's helpful to have a big list with you to pick up anything that comes up. Um, this is not a big list. It is a short list. It is a short list. I don't know why I would say 65. There are 45. Okay, let's do it like this. Symbolism. Authors turn to tangible symptoms to represent abstract concepts and ideas in their stories. Symbols typically derive from objects to non-humans. For instance, a dove might represent peace, or a raven might represent death. So the first thing that comes up here is the ass, the donkey. Um, you know, what? So in the little comment on the side, let's add what does the oh, I need to fix my computer. What does the donkey symbolize? 30 years later, 30 years, replied God. Does that content you? Ah, Lord, answered the ass, that is a long time. Think of my painful existence, to carry heavy burdens from morning to night, to drag sacks of corn to the mill, that others may eat bread, to be cheered and refreshed with nothing but blows and kicks. Relieve me of a portion of this long time. Okay, so God is talking to a donkey. I'm scrambling. I don't see anything feminist about it, Marxist or psychological. Um, you know, the character is a donkey. Literary devices, maybe only the parallel structure to carry, to drag, to be. Um, let's see if that comes up in our list here. Parallelism. It doesn't. Well, when we're talking about sentence structure, sometimes re repeating a certain thing is a literary device, but doesn't matter. Let's move on. Then God had pity on him and relieved him of 18 years. The ass went away comforted, and the dog appeared. Okay, so we have a dog, we have a donkey, we probably have other animals. What does the dog symbolize? How long would you like to live? Said God to him. 30 years are too many for the ass, but you will be satisfied with that. Lord, answered the dog, Is the Lord God? Is this a metaphor for how people talk to God? Is the story a lengthy metaphor for our own conversations with God? I'm just throw At this point, I'm just throwing whatever sticks to the wall and seeing what sticks. I'm just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. A metaphor compares two similar things by saying one of them is the other. Metaphors. Mm, Here's one from Francis, Face Like Glass. Wishes are thorns, he told himself sharply. They do us no good. Just stick into our skin and hurt us. Wishes are thorns. In this case, I mean, maybe we can't call this story a metaphor for something. Maybe we can call it an allegory. An allegory is a type of narrative that uses characters and plot to depict abstract ideas and themes. Many children's fables, like Tortoise and Hare, are simple allegories about morality, but allegories can also be dark, complex, and controversial. Um, does the story represent something that happens in real life? That would make it an allegory. So let's add that question to our list. Um, is the story an allegory for something? Does it represent how we talk to God in real life? Something else. Okay, Lord, answered the dog, is that thy will? Consider how I shall have to run. My feet will never hold out so long, and when I have once lost my voice for barking and my teeth for biting, what will be left for me to do but run from one corner to another and growl? So both animals are telling God that our lives are such garbage that we do not even wish to live them. Maybe we can connect it to a Marxist element that the lives of the working class are really bad. But there's no, for Marxism, we have to understand, what is Marxism? And I'm going into it with a fairly limited understanding, but there's got to be two social classes, right? We need the proletariat and we need the bourgeoisie. Maybe the relationship between the Lord and the animals is like a relationship between the bourgeoisie and the proletariat. Teachers, when they ask you to make these connections, you often have to stretch reasoning. You sometimes have to stretch reasoning in order to make the connections. So, can we call this a relationship? It's definitely a power relationship between the Lord and the animals. I don't know if we can pull anything feminist out of it, but anyways, at the moment, we have a power relationship between the Lord and the animals. Um, the animals do not wish to live too long. Maybe we're talking about how different human beings are here. I don't know. God saw that he was right. If we were going to get into feminism, let's look at gender pronouns. We have he is the dog, he is the donkey. Sorry. The ass came and asked. God had pity on him. Okay, so the donkey's male, the dog is male. Okay? Donkey and dog are male. What of this? Is there something... So when we ask, how can we analyze this from a feminist point of view, we're putting ourselves in the shoes of a feminist analyst, and we're trying to think, how would they see the text? So this is our part one video. Excuse me. This is our part one video. I'm going to continue for part two. Hopefully this will be of use to someone. Well, I mean, this is how I work through analysis with students. So. Goodbye.